Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Here you can find a lot of strategies as well as free lessons to help you to prepare for your Ielts right at your home. I've taken the Ielts several times and normally I'll get 9 for listening and at least 8 for reading. So on my channel, I hope to share with you my experience and show you step by step how to do the practice test so you know the techniques as well as the strategies to get the same score or even higher. Before we get started, make sure you have your notebook as well as your pen with you to take notes as we go along the lessons. And also, I will leave in the description down below the link to download the file we're using today, so I hope it's easier for you. Without further ado, let's get started. Today we will do 2 passages from Cambridge 16.
Alright, so the exercise we're working on today is taken from Cambridge 16, practice test 1. If you have this book, please use it, or if not, you can use the link I put in the description, so it's easier for you to follow. Normally, I will read the question first for true false not given, and as I read, I will underline the words that will help me to recall the information quickly, so I can look for it in the text. Players have each problem build up with fat under skin. Okay, due to the study done. So later I will check if this is the reason for health problems of both polar bear or not. Study done by Liu. Okay, compare different groups of polar bear. Liu in college. First researcher to compare polar and brown, able to control by genetic means. So that means, is it through their genes? They were born with the ability to control their levels of bad cholesterol. Able to survive 6 months without food. Okay. Bones were very weak. Bones of polar bears weak came out of their dens in spring. Okay. Mechanism used in people one day. Mechanism for increasing bone. Okay. Be used by people one day. Okay. And the next one will be filling the blank. So for this type of exercise, later I will look for the paragraph with reasons why polar bears should be protected, and then I will just read the paragraph very carefully to find the answer. So now I don't have to worry about this first. Okay, now just look for number 1, health problem. Okay. They adapt, right? They can adapt to weather, temperatures, and this is because they have fat underneath the skin. Okay, humans with the same levels of tissue would consider obese, yet polar bears experience no such consequence. That means they have a lot of fat under the skin, but they have no health problems. So let's see number 1. No, so this is false. Okay, compare different groups of polar bear. Let me see the study of Liu. Compare. Okay, they compare structure of polar bears with closest relatives, brown bears. Okay. So they say this study compare different groups of polar bear. This is wrong, right? Different groups of polar bear. This is wrong because why? Because they do not compare polar bears with polar bears, but they compare polar bears with brown bears, 2 different types of bears. So not the same group of polar bears. So I think this is false. The first researchers to compare polar and black and brown bears. Let's see it after the first. Okay, they never talk about whether they're the first or not, so this is not given. Able to control by genetic means. Let's see if they control bad cholesterol health. Okay, bad cholesterol is somewhere here. Polar bears had a gene, yeah. Polar bears had a gene reduced level of bad cholesterol. So this means number 4 is true. Okay, able to survive 6 months without food. 6 months without food. Okay, reduce calcium. Female, okay, female polar bears here undergo extreme during every pregnancy. Will remain there throughout the winter. This process results in 6 months of fasting, right? Fasting means you don't eat during 6 months. So let's see. Polar bears able to control, no, able to survive without food. So this is true. Bones were very weak when they came out of the den. That means the caves where they live. Despite this, their bones remain strong and dense, so they have no problem with their bones. Yeah. So this means number 6 is bones very weak. False. Polar bears mechanism for increasing bone density used by people one day. Can it be used for people or not? Increase. If the mechanism of bone in polar bears can be understood, many humans, bedridden humans, and even astronauts could be potentially benefits. So, okay. Okay, this they talk about the potential. Yeah, something could be helpful for human, could be helpful for human one day, could be helpful. So it may have certain benefit. But here it say that the mechanism for increasing could also be used by people one day. This the meaning is different. Mechanism can be understood, so it means like only at the level of understanding. It's not that this mechanism can be used in humans one day, right? These are two different meanings. If understood, it may benefit humans. And here it says the mechanism can be used by one day. These are two different things. So I will put here not given, right? If it contradicts, the information is contradict, is different, then it is false. But if it's two different meaning, two different ideas, so it's not given, okay? All right, so now let's talk about reasons why bears should be protected. Okay, so I'm looking for the first one. People think of bears as unintelligent in what? So normally the question will run in order. So after we finish this one, then now we move on to the next part. You don't have to read the upper part again. Bears, on the other, seems to be stupid and violent. So here I only see two words that can be filled in the blank. One is stupid and violent. Stupid is equal to unintelligent, so only have violence left. Yeah. So in the text, it didn't say unintelligent, but it says stupid. Yeah, stupid. So here I will put number 8 is violent. Okay, number 9, tendency zoo. So this is the keyword for me to look at the information. Branch as a, this allow him to knock down some using a branch. That means branch from a tree to knock down some what? So let's see. Tendency to make use of the tool. Okay, a tool. Tree branch to dislodge a piece of meat hung out of his reach. To dislodge a piece of meat hung out of his reach. Tree branch, yeah. Make use of a tool to dislodge, right? To not knock down something. Okay, so I think number branch is a tool, yeah, because here this is the only word that I find meaningful for this blank. To knock down some meat. Right. Okay, now a white polar bear worked out a method of reaching a platform where something was located. What located? Platform where something was located. So here I see white bears, a calculated move by a mare running onto barrels on a platform. So what is on a platform? So I hear a photographer on a platform. So platform where a photographer was located. Display behavior such as manipulation of objects and activity similar to a what? Manipulation. Observers putting objects and then knocking them over what appear to be in the game. Okay, behaviors, greater than possibly hot. So here, display behavior such as manipulation and activity similar to a game. Yeah, maybe appear to be a game. That means similar to a game. Okay, so I will put here game. Bears also display emotions. For example, they make movements suggesting blah 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 if disappointed. Okay, so let's talk about their emotion. If they disappointed, then they make movements such as what? To hit out. As for emotion, they seem to hit out its eyes and nose, seemingly out of frustration. That means they're angry, yeah? So I will put here suggesting frustration. Yeah, and that's it for question 13. Okay, now we move on to the next part, reading passage 2, step or pyramid of dozier. Okay, normally for matching headings, I will read through the headings first, and then I will read each paragraph. The areas and artifacts within, yeah, within is a keyword. So the paragraph needs to talk about inside the pyramid. A difficult task for those involved. A king, talk about a king who saved his people. A single certainty, like the only thing you are sure about. Less definite facts, yeah, some other facts that you are not sure. Something very sure and and many things you are not sure about. An overview of something external, that means something outside. Pyramid design that others copy. A pyramid design others copy. Idea for changing the design. Barrier structures, that means like for example tombs or things like that. An incredible experience despite the few remains. Okay, incredible experience, so it must be something very marvelous or very wonderful, very unbelievable, yeah. Incredible and very few remains. Answers to some unexpected questions. Okay, let's read. The most famous The evolution of pyramid form written and argued. However, there is no question as far as Egypt is concerned. It began with one monument, one king design, one brilliant architect. Okay, so there is no question. That means there is no doubt, right? Something for sure is, yeah. So when you talk about there is no question, that means something you are very sure. So there are many facts that you're not sure, but something you're very sure. So this reminds me of number four. So I put here 4. Yeah, so once I've done it and I'm very sure about it, then I will push cross it. Okay, next one. The first king and the first to build stone. Prior to, so this is Doja was the first king, the first to build in stone. Prior, tombs were rectangular, yeah, prior. But now, stacking, yeah, when Doja became the king of Egypt, he changed the structure of tombs. So he stacked stone slabs on top of another, stack, okay, and making them smaller to form a shape to have rainfall, but his attribute owing to the number and size of monuments he built. So this reminds me of changing the design of burial structure. So this could be 7. So once I've done it, I will cross it. So later I don't have to read it again. C. The step has been thoroughly examined and investigated over the last century. Okay, so I will underline some the building process, different stage. Much experimentation was involved. It has several plans before it became the first. The weight of mass was challenge for the builders. Okay, so this reminds me of a difficult task for those involved. That means those involved are the builders, yeah, who place stones at an inward incline to prevent monuments breaking up. So this is a difficult task. So C could be 2. So I put 2 here and I cross it. Okay, next one, D. When finally complete, 62-meter high, the tallest, the complex courtyard, force door. Okay, so the force door, to discourage if someone wish to enter, you have to need to know in advance how to find the location, blah blah blah. Okay, so let's talk about how complex it is on the outside. Name on the monument, card on it as well. So D, within the pyramid is wrong. Okay, no. Overview, maybe, right? So talk about other copy, no. If you remain answer. Okay, so I think this is about the external building. So 5, and I will cross it. Yep. Okay. Next one, E. The burial chamber, the tomb was dug beneath, surrounded by a maze, blah blah. One of the most mysterious discovery. There is no agreement among scholars why the vessels were placed. No agreement. Yeah, so everyone has their own explanation why the vessels were placed in the tomb. So this is the archaeologists who excavated and complex believe the original store to honor his predecessors, and who claimed the vessel were dumped to prevent grave robbers from getting into the king. So let's see which one. So here they're talking about inside the structure, right? There are so many stone vessels and other things. Yeah, in a lot of tunnels underground. Okay, so let's see. Areas and artifacts within the pyramid, maybe. King, no. The design, no. The experience, no. And the answers, no, never talk about answers. Okay, so it could be one. So I put one here and just cross it. Cross. Okay. And next one, unfortunately, precautions design did not prevent ancient robbers. Roger good every stolen before overlooked. There was enough left throughout to astonish and amaze. So this reminds me of this one, incredible experience. Despite means although few remain. So only just a few left also cause other people to amaze, to astonish, right? So it's number 8. Yep. And cross it, so don't have to read it again. And next one, last place, it can be said without exaggeration. Okay, pyramid is a milestone in the structure of Egypt. Revolution advanced architecture became the type which all great would follow. Okay, so can be said without exaggeration. Stone. Okay, let's see. So a king. So this is not talking about a king. A design that others copy, maybe, right? Because here is talk about became, yeah, archetype which builders would follow. That means other people would copy. So the last one should be 6. So I put here 6. Yeah. So I just leave it there. Had the last one already. Okay, now let's move on to the next part. Step pyramid of Dozier. So I will read very carefully the part that has step pyramid. The complex that include surrounding considered to be as big as an Egyptian Wat of the past. The area outside the pyramid include accommodation. So when I read to here, it reminds me of paragraph. It reminds me of paragraph D, because paragraph D is about external structure, right? Just external design. Just now we already done the external building and areas. So later I will read the more carefully. So now let's read it as an Egyptian blah blah of the past. What of the past? Ancient Egypt, size of a city in ancient Egypt. So instead of saying ancient Egypt, they say Egyptian blah blah in the past. So I know it is a city. So 21 is a city of the past. The area outside include accommodation that was occupied by accommodation followed or stayed inside by who, along with many other buildings and features. So let's say who stay inside. Quarter include temple, courtyards, shrines, and living quarters. Yeah, living quarters, or in other words, accommodation. So here are the place for the priest. Yeah, the priest to stay. So this is the word I'm looking for. Priest. Along with many other buildings and features. So it's very important, you have a lot of vocabulary, because if you don't understand priest, you cannot find it easily. Wall rain outside the complex, the wall. Okay, so here's talking about the wall. Number of false entrance were built In addition, a long encircle the wall. What long encircle? Go around the wall. Cover the wall, false door, the entire walls, then ring by a trench. Okay, so this is the word I'm looking for. Ring by a trench. That means a trench runs around the wall. So here is trench. Yeah. As a result, any visitor entering, unless they knew the blah blah of the real entrance, know what of the real entrance. False door incorporate. He or she would have to know in advance how to find the location. So location could be the answer. They need to know the location of the true opening. That means they need to know the location of the real entrance. So location. Okay. Which of the two does the writer make about King Dozier? So now I have to read carefully about this king. Initially, he had to be persuaded to build in stone rather than clay. So this, he had to be persuaded. Did he have to? Let's read C. Thoroughly, because I remember somewhere here, yeah? Okay, so the official, the name Imhotep conceived the building. So, whose name conceived the Ptolemy, thought to have reigned for 19 years, but some attribute there is disagreement concerning the length of his reign. Disagreement. So A seems like never talk about age, right? There is disagreement about the length of his reign, so how long he reigned. So here, let's see. Thought to have reigned 19, but attribute a much longer time owing to the number. So here could be the yeah. So there's disagreement. So B could be correct. Yeah. So B. He failed to appreciate part in the design. So failed to, that means he didn't appreciate part. No, that's not true. A few of his possessions still in his tomb when founded. Yeah, this look like true. He criticized the design and construction of other pyramids. No, as we read through the text, we never see any criticism or anything. So I think D is correct. I couldn't find the evidence for A though, so I don't think I would choose A. I would choose D.
I hope you are still with me to the end of the video and you have learned something from observing the way I do the exercise. Is the video helpful for you? Please let me know in the comment section down below. And also, do you have any difficulties in preparing for your IELTS at home? Do you need me to help you in any aspect of your preparation? Please let me know too. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe to my channel, and all the best for your IELTS test, and see you next time. Bye bye.